Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to News Brief. Today is January 26th. Let's take a look at the interest rate first. This would be fourth week of the year, and 30-year interest rate went up a little bit. The last 2 weeks, continually it went up. So last week it was at 3.75, but this week went down a little bit, 3.599. That's a 30-year fixed mortgage, 15-year, and the FHA. And let's take a look at 10-year Treasury yield is 1.794. Went down a little bit, pulled down a little bit, because last week it went up to 1.841. So 10-year Treasury yield went down a little bit. So 30-year fixed mortgage also went down a little bit. 이번 주에 2주 연속으로 계속 올라가다가 이자율이 이번 주에는 다시 이제 내려갔는데 3.6 정도로 내려갔고요. 따라서가 아니라 이제 거꾸로죠. 10-year Treasury yield가 조금 내려갔기 때문에 30년 고정이 좀 내려간 그런 상태다. 오늘 이제 FOMC 미팅이 끝나죠. 그래서 그 결과가 지금 나올 텐데, everybody is waiting for FOMC's result, the beige book. According to that report, the meeting minutes, we will see whether they're going to increase the Fed interest rate or not. Still, interest rate is 0 to 0.25%. Therefore, prime rate is 3% to 3.25%. But if they increase, central banks increase this interest rate, reference rate, then all other prime rate going up and all the commercial loans interest rate going up, if that was adjustable, and all the credit card interest were going to go up. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Okay. The first news we have today is, it's a kind of a good news and relief. Homeowner in New Jersey will be eligible for maximum $35,000 government support. Those people who had a really hard time due to COVID-19 and their income is under 150% of AMI. We know that AMI, average mean income, the median income. And Bergen County AMI with a 4-family household is 164,100. So any household is below, their income is below 164,000, and they had a hard time during COVID-19, they can apply. The documentation they need is state-issued ID card, like driver license, and the latest month income proof, and 2-month bank statement, and tax report since 2019. I think they want to see the income variation during the pandemic period, and then mortgage statement. And then you can apply, and you can get maximum $35,000. And if you live in that house for 3 years, then you don't have to pay back. It's granted. But if you move out of that house within 3 years, then you have to pay back. 굿뉴스가 한 가지, 뉴저지의 홈오너들한테 35,000불까지 government, state government 지원이 이제 시작이 된다고 합니다. 2월 8일서부터. 그래서 여기 웹사이트에 들어가셔서 신청을 하시면 되고요. 어려웠던 분들 얘기죠. COVID-19 때 자격 조건은 그 AMI라고 Average Median Income, 버겐 카운티의 4인 가족 기준으로는 이게 164,100불이다. 그러니까 본인들의 인컴이 그 이하되고 그다음에 어려웠던 그러한 이제 상황이 있었으면은 어플라이할 수가 있다. 그래서 서류는 참고하시면 되겠습니다. Okay, the next news is this is a bit serious issue. Well, we kind of talking about New Jersey water is not so good, and specifically we have some problem. This is a recent news. Today's news from Record. The chemical called PFAS. I don't want to try the what this stands for, but anyways, some chemical. Sort of a family of chemicals, but I know their nickname. Nickname is a forever chemical, meaning it cannot be broken for very, very long time. Okay, that's why it's a forever chemicals. The dozens of New Jersey water systems that serve a combined about 500,000, about the 500,000 residents, okay, exceeded new stringent standards last year of PFAS, meaning we found that the water system more than the standard level of PFAS. Okay, that possibly is carcinogen, meaning it maybe cause the cancer. So cancer or other ailment, and they announced Tuesday. So where those area, we want to take a look at that. These are the towns that are having the higher level of PFAS. Let's say New Jersey, North New Jersey, Garfield, Hohokus, Mawa, Oakland, Park Ridge, Ridgewood, Waldwick, Hawthorne, Larkspur, Hopatcong, Livingston, etc., Verona, and Central Jersey, Middlesex Water Company. This is a vast area of the central area, and South Jersey, and etc. Okay, so Bergen County still, we have a fair number of towns got this problem right now at this moment. So each town, they try to buy expensive filters, but that usually that's the repair usually multi-million dollars, but the projects, 2 million, 3 million, etc. And the biggest problem is, again, Middlesex Water Company. They serve 233,000 people. And this is not a new situation. It's already state government filed a suit against the DuPont, 3M, and other companies because of this, that they use PFAS chemicals, so-called forever chemicals, for decades in manufacturing everyday products such as non-stick pans, polishes, waxes, paints, and cleaning materials. So already state government sued these DuPont and 3M and other companies because of the PFAS chemicals. And the last year, the government make more strict, okay, standard of this PFAS. 지금 오늘 레코드 뉴스에 지금 보도된 건데요. 지금 34개의 워터 시스템, 34개의 타운들이라고 보면 되겠죠. 거기에서 지금 기준치 정해놓은 것보다 더 높은 레벨의 PFAS 케미컬이 발견됐다. 그래서 지금 상당히 뉴스거리인데요. 그래서 지금 각 타운마다, 여기 해당되는 타운들 아까 불러드렸죠. 타운마다 이제 필터링 시스템을 지금 이제 사서 이제 이거를 다 이제 걸러내야 되는데 돈이 아마 상당히 많이 들어가는 것 같아요. 뭐 2 밀리언, 3 밀리언 이런 식으로. 그리고 우리는 몰랐지만 벌써 이 문제가 PFAS 문제가 벌써 있었기 때문에 지금 스테이트 거버먼트가 두판이나 3M 그리고 other 컴퍼니들을 이미 수를 해놓은 상태다. 그렇게 지금 돼 있어서 오늘 레코드지에 뉴스가 들어왔습니다. Okay, the next news is it's a Manhattan and New Jersey news. Gateway projects federal fund approval is clearer. So that means this project, Gateway project, is moving forward, okay, in terms of fund preparation. Because FTA has decided the Gateway project's fund priority as minimum high, okay, from minimum low. Actually, Trump administration, they classified this fund as medium low, but now they reclassified as medium high. And the total budget is 12.3 billion, and federal support is 5.5 billion. It basically consists of two kind of different projects. One project is putting new tunnels underneath Hudson River and fixing the existing the tunnel, okay, for the railroad. And each cost 10 million and 2.2 million respectively. And let's take a look at this map a little bit. Okay. This is Manhattan, okay, and there is a Grand Central Terminal, and then there is a Penn Station right here. And the new tunnel is going to be this, the Hudson River. So new tube, new tunnels, the Gateway project. So they will extend from all this here. I mean, smoothly they have to sort of merge it together, because this would be new, okay? And this area is a Weehawken area, okay? And then this railroad connected to all the way to Newark Penn Station. So we can say basically the Penn Station to Penn Station. So Newark Penn Station to Manhattan Penn Station. And so this, there will be some kind of, we call here, I think is maybe a Secaucus. Or there's some bridge, also Portal Bridge we call. The bridge is kind of turn around, etc. I don't know exactly, but anyway, this project has been very old project, and they keep talking and talking, but now it's one step further. The Gateway project이라고 여러분들 들어보셨지만은 이제 허슨 리버의 지금 현재 터널이 너무 낡아서 샌디 때 너무 고생을 했고 많이 데미지를 먹어서 지금 새 터널을 뚫는다는 거죠. 두 개를 튜브 터널을 이제 뚫고 그다음에 이쪽에 우리 펜스테이션하고 연결을 시켜서 그랜드 센트럴까지 스무스하게 연결이 된다. 그리고 뉴저지 쪽에도 연결이 돼서 결국 누악의 펜스테이션까지 이제 스무스하게 이렇게 공사가 끝나면 아마 교통량이 더블이 될 거다. 이렇게 예상을 지금 하고 있는데 트럼프 애드민 때는 이게 조금 좀 이렇게 뒤로 놓여졌었어요. 그 프라이어리티가 미디엄 로였는데 지금 바이든 정부 들어서면서 지금 그 인프라 때문에 큰 바짓을 지금 준비를 했죠. 그래서 이것도 영향을 받아서 결국은 이제 이 프라이어리티가 미디엄 하이로 올라갔다. 조금 더 이제 앞으로 진전이 된 그런 상태다. Okay. The next news is we kind of imagine but home sales hit 15-year high in 2021. Everybody felt it. Home sales. Home sales means not the price, but it's the number of sales. And so U.S. home sales surged to 15-year high in 2021. So it's a record for last 15 years. Well, again, powered by low borrowing rate and intense buyer demand. Okay, during this pandemic period, still it was hot in terms of home sales. And existing home sales rose 8.5% from a year earlier to 6.12 million, NAR reported. But this year might be a little bit different because as we saw already in the beginning, the interest rate, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate, it's going up. So already we started. So rapid rise in interest rate have some housing economists forecasting that the market fringe, the crazy market will subside in the second of the year. So the second half of the year, it will be cooled down a little bit. And if we take a look at price, median existing home price in 2021 rose to a record of 346,900, which is up 16.9% from 2020. So 1 year span, the home price rose 16.9% according to NAR in terms of a median price. And let's take a look at the chart here. This is a graph. This is a 2000, and this is 2010. Okay, and this is 2020. So this is, we obviously can see financial crisis in that area. And then it come up slowly, went down a little bit. I think this is beginning of COVID. Okay, you can see that. But year 2021, year 2022, it's increased 8.5% up to existing home sale is 6.12 million. So we are kind of going up mode. So next year, we'll see. I mean, 2020, how are we going to do? We'll have to see. 오케이. 지금 2021년에는 이제 트랜잭션이 숫자가 홈 판매된 숫자가 15년 내에 기록을 세웠다. 그래서 작년 대비 2021년 대비 8.5%가 더 많이 팔렸다. 그리고 미디언 프라이스는 16.9%. 미디언 프라이스가 전국적인 미디언 프라이스, 전국 미디언 프라이스가 34만 6,900불로 올랐다. 그것이 이제 전년 대비 16.9% 오른 거다. 그렇게 통계가 지금 나와 있고, 이제 올해는 아무래도 인트레스트 벌써 1월 달인데 인트레스트 레이트 지금 출렁했죠. 올라갔다가 조금 떨어졌지만은 이번 주에 그런 거로 인해서 아마도 후반부에는 조금 이게 이제 조절이 될 것 같다. 그런 이제 예상들을 하고 있다. 그런 뉴스였습니다. Okay, the next news is, well, everybody can kind of guess the material cost, the home building material cost is going up. And if we take a look at the lumber price, the wood, plywood, etc., wood, okay, 2x4 and etc., we have a kind of a unit board square feet. Okay, so 1,000 board square feet cost $1,000, which is up 176% since August 2020. So during the pandemic, the lumber price went up. So consequently, additional construction cost for single house, okay, is about 18,600. So roughly, you can say to build a single house, about $20,000 more additional cost. And the condominium unit is about 7,300. And that is kind of equivalent to the rent price is increasing about $67. And of course, the main reason of this is, lumber price is supply chain disruption. We kind of, everybody's talking about that. And also, on top of that, the Canadian lumber tariff is increased. And also in Canada, there is big wildfire. That's the reason that this lumber price going up. 오케이, 이제 새 집을 지을 때에 새 집값이 이제 한 2만 불 정도를 지금 평균적으로 더 잡아야 된다. 이런 뉴스가 들어와 있고요. 그래서 이 단위를 정확하게 우리 감을 못 잡겠지만은 대개 단위를 1000 보드 스퀘어 피트 그 단위로 가는데 그 값이 지금 1000불이 됐다. 그게 지금 2020년 어거스트보다 167%가 올라간 그러한 코스트다. 그러다 보니까 집값 자체도 올라간다. 그래서 싱글하우스 지금 평균 통계는 한 18,600불 정도가 더 들어가고 아파트먼 유닛은 이제 멀티플 유닛을 지을 때는 이제 단위당 가격은 적어지니까 7,300불 정도가 지금 더 더 든다 하는 얘기죠. 그래서 이 아파트가 이렇게 돈이 더 들어가면 렌트비는 67불이 올라가는 그러한 효과를 가지고 옵니다. 지금 요인은 서플라이 체인이 흔들리고 특히 캐나다에서 불이 나고 텍스도 지금 높아졌다. 그런 요인이 있다고 지금 전해졌습니다. Okay, next news is commercial properties saw record sales in 2021. Well, interesting because we talked about residential home sales increased in terms of a number of transactions, but also commercial properties saw record sales in 2021. So 2021 looks like all the real estate sector was doing really, really good. What's happening in commercial area? Well, we know that this is just summarizing the situation, especially warehouse, we know that. And numerous times I kept saying apartment buildings, they're doing great. And also they reported resorts and vacation-oriented hotels. I think people got really stressed from the knockdown, and then now as the situation is a little bit better, so they're going out to resort and vacation-oriented hotels. And so these areas of the commercial properties, they were doing great. So overall, the sales totaled the record 809 billion in 2021. And this was nearly double 2020's total. Interesting statistics. And it exceeds the previous record of 600 billion in 2019. So previous record is 600 billion, but now 2021, we hit $809 billion commercial property sales. And but this interesting situation is real estate investors say they don't see 2022 sales slowing down much. So they're saying this pace will go on. And the most popular commercial property was rental apartment. That's very interesting. And of course, the second popular property was industrial property, which means warehouse. So both, they are growing. For instance, rental apartment sale is multifamily sale total increased 128% from 2020. and warehouse increased. Wow, from 2020, increased 56%. Well, apartment complex is crazy, more than double, and then a warehouse. Okay, so this is price index. Again, look at this. This is probably this drop probably is all the COVID situation, that time period, and then went down, and then after that, commercial price is keep coming in, coming up, and right now is a record high in terms of a total number of transactions as well, total transaction amount as well, and then the price also. 그 커머셜 프로퍼티 중에서도 지금 커머셜 프로퍼티도 2021년에 레코드 하이를 지금 이제 보여줬는데 토탈 세일즈 어마운트가 809 빌리언이다. 주로 어떤 것들이 많이 거래가 됐냐면 웨어하우스하고 아파트먼트 빌딩, 렌탈 아파트먼트 빌딩, 이런 것들이 굉장히 많이 팔려나갔다. 그리고 이제 갑갑한 데서 벗어나려고 그 리조트나 베케이션 오리엔티드 호텔들이 이제 많이 커머셜 프로퍼티로서 거래가 됐다. 그래서 커머셜이 뭐 이제 죽었느니 뭐 그러지만 이제 그 에어리어에 따라서 그렇지 않다. 지금 웨어하우스 같은 경우는 지금 없어서 못 파는 그런 정도죠. 단 오피스 빌딩은 그 지금 그 떨어졌죠, 그죠? 132 billion, so well short of the category's record year. 그래서 오피스 빌딩은 그렇게 세지는 않았다. 커머셜 분야에 관심 있는 분들 참고하시고. Okay, this is last news, but very interesting news. Experian offers DIY credit reports. Well, do it yourself. I mean, credit report, can you do it by yourself? That's interesting. But Experian, of course, one of the largest credit report firms, right? Along with the TransUnion and Equifax, then Experian, of course, three major credit bureaus accredited by government. And but Experian will start allowing consumers who don't have a credit report right now, okay, to create them from scratch. The company said about 28 million others in US, they don't have a credit report with the major credit reporting firms. So as a result, they don't have credit scores. And then in return, this means they cannot get financing from banks and other mainstream lenders because no credit score, they don't look at it even, period. So they're limiting borrowing options to the payday and other high cost loans. So the system called Go, G-O, and it's a new program by Experian. Anybody can create his own reporting system, and linking this involves linking recurring non-debt bills to their newly created credit reports. I imagine like PSE&G bill or even a rental payment. I don't know how they do that, but non-debt bills linked to their credit reporting system. So the Experian provides the platform. Okay, the process is aiming at converting consumers from being invisible, they're invisible, they don't have a credit, to banks, to having a credit record and an increased chance of a loan approval. Now, for example, Experian already began piloting Go's system with roughly 15,000 people in October already. And on average, these people who add a non-debt accounts to their newly created credit reports, Go, from no FICO score to 665 FICO score, which is generally the threshold around which lenders the consumers to have a decent to good credit. So in other words, they try the piloting program and try on 15,000 people from October. They get average, they start linking their non-debt accounting, like a PSENG or other bills, I guess, to their reporting system, and they get what? 665. Well, that's better than nothing, because no credit, they have really, really limitation on doing anything financially. 오케이, 지금 엑스페리언에서 혹시 여러분 중에 오늘 손님 중에 아니면 여러분 친구나 또 관계되는 분들 중에 크레딧 리포트가 없다. 그래서 아무것도 지금 할 수가 없는 상황이다. 그러면 이 엑스페리언에 가서 이 고라는 시스템을 한번 트라이해서 처음부터 자기가 크레딧 리포트를 이제 시작할 수 있는 플랫폼을 제공을 한다. 근데 보니까 거기에 들어가서 자기의 non-debt bills, 그러니까 PSENG, 전화빌, 셀폰 좋잖아요. 그런 거를 기록을 연결시킬 수가 있다. 그래서 이제 크레딧을 빌드업하기 시작할 수가 있다. 그래서 지금 트라이얼 케이스를 한 15,000명이 시작했는데 에버리지 파이코 한 665 정도를 받고 있다. 그러면 없는 것보다는 훨씬 좋지 않나. 그래서 한번 관심 있으신 분들은 엑스페리언 한번 들어가서 찾아보시면 될 것 같습니다. Okay, so this is it for today's news brief. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you.